One thing travellers could always expect from the airline was a free meal on every flight. But in 2017, the company shocked the travel industry when, like some European rivals, they stopped serving economy passengers free food on short-haul flights, replacing meals with the chance to buy Marks & Spencer's sandwiches.
We had a fairly poor proposition before that was free for all passengers. And when we looked around, the food provision model in short-haul aircraft across the world is the buy on board proposition. There's very few airlines left that actually give you free food.
But for the flying public, it looked like the airline was putting profit before passengers.
There was a lot of noise when Buy on Board was launched, but Buy on Board is not about cost cutting. Buy on Board is about customer choice. So what we see is in short flights, we have many customers who don't want to eat and also don't want to pay for it.
It was a rough start because at the beginning we didn't really prepare for how many passengers actually were going to buy the M&S sandwiches that we rolled out. It took about a year and a half, but we now have the same degree of customer satisfaction that we had when we had free food.
But even on long-haul flights, where free meals were still provided, passengers were often unhappy with the standard of food that was served.
The perception of airline food has taken a little bit of bad press. Okay, you know, sometimes it's not been brilliant.
A survey of over 7,000 passengers in 2018 awarded the airline just 2 out of 5 stars for its onboard food, one of the lowest scores of all the airlines surveyed. Something had to change. Enter menu design manager Mark Tazioli.
What we're trying to do now is change people's perception of that.
It's the cheapest marketing tool for an airline to get kind of loyalty of a customer, and the airline shows the customer that take really care of them.
But transforming the onboard food for an entire airline isn't as simple as choosing from a recipe book. Each day, the airline has to serve 100,000 meals in the sky. So the complexity of the company's catering operation is immense.
There's about 200 menus flying around the world at any one time. That's a huge amount. We are designing menus non-stop more or less throughout the year to cover the whole world.
So Mark has a massive job on his hands. How do you provide quality food thousands of feet in the air? The journey starts in Vienna at international catering company Dough & Co.
We choose to work with Dough & Co. because they embody everything around food that we actually want to do. The culture is all around hospitality. Great food, great quality, great skills. They do event catering around the world. They run hotels, they have restaurants. All the dishes that we work with these guys on have been tested on the event circuit around the world in Formula One or in the hotels or in the restaurants. So we know that people like these dishes before they even come on board.
I think in general everybody appreciates good quality, so why should you give bad quality if you can do the same? And many people say airlines or a plane is a limitation, which we do not believe.
But getting food to taste delicious 5 miles up isn't always easy. The dry air and background noise in the cabin can actually reduce passengers' ability to taste, sometimes by up to 30%. And that isn't good news for a chef.
One of the things that we do is try to make the food taste stronger, if you like, at altitude. So we did lots and lots of tests around different flavors, you know, different senses. The one that actually really helped us on board is umami, and that's the savory taste. Things like tomatoes, mushrooms, very high in umami. We use herbs, spices, all these things to increase the flavor, to compensate for that 30%. Things like desserts will taste the same on the ground in the air, because that doesn't really change. It's that savory flavor, umami, that changes.
But with the airline flying to over 75 different countries across the globe, it's an awful lot of tastes to cater for.
So, chef's going to do some tandoori chicken now. This is great. This is the development kitchen, and we've actually got tandoor in the development kitchen. We've also got this in the actual kitchen that we're going to produce from in London. Obviously, it gives it great flavors, cooked properly, very authentically. Things like curry will work very well on board because it's got the moisture, it's got the flavors, it's got the umami, it's got the spice in it, and we can up and down that as we go. We do different regions of China, You know, Singapore has its own menus. You know, the Middle East has its own menu. So there's a huge variety. We do something like 17 or 18 different types of regional cuisine. Can we do the stir-fried chicken black bean sauce, right, for Hong Kong?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, let's put that together and then see how it works out.
Yeah, this is a very traditional Hong Kong dish.
Okay.
The black bean sauce. If you go to Hong Kong, people will know this dish is
Straight away,
yeah.
right? Perfect. You see, there's got enough moisture in it, enough flavour. There's loads of flavour in that. It's an ideal dish for eating on an aircraft.
Big dish.
Yeah.
We don't want it to be quite juicy.
Well done, chef. Good,
Okay.
good dish. It's a good dish.
So, with the chicken and black bean sauce looking like it will appear on the menu soon, Mark wants to find a new meal for the premium economy cabin, or as BA call it, World Traveller Plus.
World Traveller Plus is a really important cabin for us. From a food point of view, we're really making a step up. So today, we want to develop a nice pasta dish for World Traveller Plus. So let's try a mozzarella and a ricotta filling, and then we'll see which ones we like. If we like both, we can use them on future menus. Whatever class we develop pasta for is done like this. So, you know, fresh fillings made here. This is what you're going to see on the plane. Yes, we're going to cook it, we're going to add a sauce, we're going to add some garnishes to it, but this is what our customers are going to get. Well done, chef.
With another recipe signed off and ready to add to the new menu, Mark now has the mammoth task of making these dishes feed thousands of hungry passengers.